Listen. The most important decisions about your life are being made as we speak, and you're not the one making them. There's a system, you see, working quietly in the background. It's designed so you never notice it, and its only job is to pick the winners, and by default, the losers.
The modern digital environment no longer waits for human choice. Think about that for a second. It doesn't wait. It predicts our choice. It gently shapes it. And now, more and more, it just replaces it. We still feel like we're steering, but the road was paved for us long before we even showed up.
So how in the world did we get here? Well, it started with a shift so small, so quiet, that almost nobody saw it coming. The systems we built just to organize information, they stopped just organizing. They started deciding who gets seen and what gets seen. This is what we're calling the invisible selection layer.
And now, this isn't just about what song plays next on your playlist. It's an entire ecosystem. The same kind of logic that filters your job application is talking to the one that decides your credit score. They're all connected, part of a single invisible layer that's doing more than just giving you suggestions. It's filtering your reality, quietly. And oh boy, is it efficient.
Now, you've probably heard the fear that these machines are getting smarter than us. But honestly, that's a total distraction from what's really going on. It's not about being smarter. It's all about being faster. The system's real power comes from something called pattern commitment. Here's how it works. It makes a lightning-fast prediction, really just a guess, about what's going to be a hit. And the second it makes that guess, it starts funneling everything it's got to make that prediction come true. It's not just placing a bet. It's rigging the entire game to make sure its bet wins. And this is the playbook. First, the system just anoints a winner, out of nowhere. Then, it blasts it with visibility, puts it right in front of your eyes. So more people see it, which means more people click on it. That click is then fed back into the system as proof that its first guess was right all along. This loop repeats over and over, creating this self-fulfilling prophecy until, poof, the prediction becomes a fact. The winner wasn't the best, it just got picked first.
So if the goal isn't really to find the best thing or the highest quality idea, then what's it actually trying to do? What is the system's real purpose?
We like to fool ourselves into thinking these giant systems are on some grand search for truth, or that they're built to reward genuine quality and innovation. But the reality is a lot more boring. They're built for stability. They want predictable engagement. They are obsessed with reducing risk. A safe, predictable outcome will beat a brilliant, risky one every single time. And that, right there, is how you quietly change an entire culture.
Okay, and this is where it all gets personal. This is where this invisible system finds you. It finds your sense of freedom. It finds your choices.
I know what you're thinking, but wait a minute, I'm still the one who clicks the button. I make the final call, right?
And you're right, you do. You absolutely still choose.
But you're choosing from a menu that was already written for you. Imagine you're walking down a long corridor. You feel free, but the walls of that corridor were built and most of the doors were locked long before you ever set foot in it. Your choice, it's just the very last step in a long process you were never allowed to see.
And that's the great trick of our time, isn't it? We feel more free than any humans in history. We've got endless options, all delivered in an instant. But that very feeling, that rush of infinite possibility, is actually a symptom of a deeply controlled environment. An environment where all the options were filtered for you, for reasons you never agree to.
So where does this all lead? What's the end game of building all this? Well, it's something we might call the threshold of trust. Because there's one last quiet trend we've all kind of slept on. The walls between our different digital lives, they're dissolving. The old idea that your work life, your entertainment life, and your financial life are all separate things, yeah, that's over. And this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. Right now, the movies you watch are feeding signals into financial models that calculate your riskiness. The articles you browse are shaping what an insurance company assumes about you. Every little click, every view, it all gets mashed together into one single profile of you, a persistent probability identity. Basically, a permanent score of who this system thinks you are.
And that leads us to the final point, the most dangerous moment, the real tipping point that we should all be watching for. It's not when AI wakes up and becomes autonomous. That's not it at all.
Now, the dangerous moment is when it becomes so good, so efficient, so frictionless that we trust it enough
to pre-decide things for us. And we are very, very close to that threshold.